Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John, and this video is going to be some pickups from HMV and CEX. But first, I've got an unboxing for you. So this package was sent to me from Paul and Rach from BrumHorror. Now this is their Instagram page, and I'll leave a link to it down below. I urge you to go and check it out because their Instagram page is amazing. The collection they've got is unbelievable. And what they've started doing is some mini reviews on their channel, which is absolutely brilliant. If you want to see some of their amazing pickups that they get, do go across on Instagram to check their page out, and you'd be surprised at what they pick up. And a lot of YouTubers do follow this account, so please get over to Paul and Rachel's channel, BrumHorror. So this arrived this morning. I do know what this is because Paul got in touch with me and says, do I have this title? He didn't think I had, and I hadn't got it. I was so amazed when I saw it. This is a Section 1 Video Nasty, and it's a really hard one to get as well. So, nurse, scalpel, thank you. So that's what I call going the extra yard. Are you watching, Amazon? Oh, there's a note here. And the note reads, "Hi John, hope this DVD arrives safely." Well, you better believe it did. I remembered from the Video Nasty live streams, this was a movie you didn't own. I already own this same 2005 DVD, but it still goes for crazy money. But I saw a copy at a very good price, so I grabbed it for you. Wow. And to say thank you for your content that's provided us hours of entertainment. Wow. Thanks very much for that. It's weird when somebody says that, like hours of entertainment. You don't really think about it that way. You think about 10-15 minutes, but you don't realise that people watch more. But I really appreciate that. And the time and effort you put into it. Well, it's great to have. Thanks again, Paul, Rach, and Arthur. BrumHorror. Yes, Arthur is their newborn son. Well, it's kind of newborn. He was born on Halloween last year. So that, as always, is going to go into the DVD. Right. So I know what this is, but you don't. So let's get this open. Now, speaking of, I sound like a broken record here. Speaking of the Video Nasty's live stream, it's the fact that I need work just to get into a little bit more of a stable routine. It looked like it was going to get there this month, but it didn't really. Next month, I haven't seen me vote for it next month. Are they going to get to where they're going to go? I don't know. I hope they are, because when that happens, then the live streams can come back. But at this point, I can't really commit fully, because my shifts change at the kind of drop of a hat, so I can't really let everybody down by that. But it will come back, believe you me. So the rare Video Nasty that Paul, Rach, and Arthur sent me is Toxic Zombies, otherwise known as Forest of Fear in the UK. So I've never seen this release before, but it's released by Substance, and it's multi-region as well. Aha, yes. The sign of a true collector is when you put one of these in, so the disc doesn't fall out. Amazing. They thought they were just killing some weeds, but instead they grew a whole new kind of crop. Amazing. I'll put that up there, see if you want to read it. So, can't thank you enough, Paul, Rach, and Arthur, because I'll be watching this as soon as possible, and hopefully I'll get this. Maybe on the end of this video, I can come back and tell you what I thought of this release. But can't believe I'm holding this one, because this is another one you think I'll never get my hands on it, and there it is. So it's amazing, and I can't thank you enough. So I'll go and check this out, but for now, you can see what I've picked up over the past couple of days. So from CEX for £2, I got The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Now, when this movie first came out, I was told really bad things about it. It said this is one of the worst things you'll ever see in your life, so I thought, well, I'm not going to watch that. Mainly I got it for the fact that Kristen Wiig's in this movie, and I think she's great. Obviously I like Ben Stiller as well. And yes, Sean Penn's in there, believe it or not. Wow, just noticed that. So this movie is about this bloke, Walter Mitty, who has this sort of, he just has these imaginary dream sequences. When he's talking with somebody, he imagines all these things that happen, and you see the things that he's imagining, which makes, it looks really funny. So yeah, for £2 I thought, why not? And I'm quite impressed by what I see this for, and I tell you what, the picture quality on this is absolutely stunning. So that's The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. Next, for £2.50 I got The Wedding Ringer, not The Wedding Singer. It's got Kevin Hart in, and we are a big fan of Kevin Hart, so This is the one that me and the Debs will watch. We'll watch all of his stuff. And it does say at the top here, it's mastered in 4K. Now, usually these things, when you get them 4K mastered Blu-rays, they look really nice, and it does look really nice. Nice slip on here. I put it on, and the clip I saw, it seemed like Kevin Hart was trying to be someone he wasn't. He was like impersonating somebody. I put that up there because it's that small I can't see it, so you may be able to get an idea of what it's all about. And obviously you can see that these two both need the lighter fuel treatment. So we do get a laugh out of Kevin Hart's movies. So that's The Wedding Ringer. So next I went to HMV, and if you can hear somebody jet washing someone outside, which I can, which is really off-putting, I apologise for whoever's doing it. Luckily there's not a hosepipe ban on, because I think they've just used the entire contents out of Kielder Reservoir. So first up in the Arrow sale for $8.99 I got The Snake Girl and the Silver-Haired Witch. Now, when I first saw this, I picked it up and I thought, oh, that must be a giallo. I couldn't be more wrong. As you can see from the other artwork, this is a Japanese film. Now, when I turned it around and I found that out, I thought, this sounds good to me. And when I've looked at this cover, when I looked at it, I thought, I'm sure I recognise that character from somewhere. And it's actually from 1968. So I started watching this, and I'm going to watch it to the end of it after I make this video. And I've got to say, the picture is black and white. The picture quality on this is absolutely stunning. It's jaw-dropping. And on some parts I'm thinking, my God, this is borderline 4K. It doesn't say this is a 4K master, but I tell you what, it looks like it is. I'll put you the stuff on there so you can read it. So yeah, so I put it on and I thought, this is intriguing me. I'll check it out and see what I think of it. And I watched a good half of it and I was really getting into it. Like I say, it's 235 as well. Nice big widescreen on it. And you get a booklet with it as well. The sort of short story of this movie is this young girl who only acted in this movie, can you believe it? She plays a great part. She's a good little actress. She goes to this, she's adopted, and she goes to her adopted parents, actually a real parent's house. And when she gets there, her dad says on the way there, by the way, your new mum, or your mum, when you meet her, she's had a brain injury and she's acting a bit strange. So when she comes in, she thinks she's a different girl. And this girl says, no, I'm such and such. And she says, oh, I thought you were this other girl. And the dad says, don't talk about that girl. And anyway, the girl shows up and she's a snake. There's a house full of snakes because the dad sort of looks after snakes, breeds snakes for venom. And so she's in this house with these snakes, and there's also snakes dropping through cracks in the ceiling. And she's got this really odd sister with her who's got this strange face which looks like plastic. And also the funny thing about this movie is it's supposed to be a kids movie. It's a 12, and it's supposed to be a movie that you would watch, you would stick on for your kid and say, look, this is a bit of a sort of horror story-ish. But I tell you what, if I watched this when I was a kid, I would have been freaked out by this movie because I haven't seen all of it and I haven't come across the silver-haired witch yet. But wow, this movie is so atmospheric, it's unreal. It's one of those ones that you just might pass by and think nothing of it. But I tell you what, if you're into J-horror, I think this is saying it's one of the first ever J-horrors that was out there. It's just unreal. It's just so good. Yes, it's not a gore fest, and it is a kiddies film in a certain respect, but there's a lot more to it than that. So highly recommend it. Actually, I can't wait to finish it off. That's The Snake Girl and the Silver-Haired Witch. What a title. Next up I got The Last Hunter. Now this is the first release from Treasured Films. They are a company that release films, or will actually get films from abroad, and you can buy them on the website, and I've got quite a few of them, and I find the service to be absolutely brilliant. Now they've just released this, and for me this is £25, and look what you get in it. You get your movie, you get the box, you get art cards, a lot of art cards, and you get a booklet as well. So this movie is a category 3 video nasty. It's amazing to have this film out, and the picture quality on here is absolutely stunning. I don't think I've ever seen this movie before, and also as well to get these ones that you never ever think you'll get a chance of getting, and for it to be released in this amazing package. And also the company, when they do release them, treasured films that might be one to look out for, because, you know, for £25 you get all that stuff. So this is the first time I'm seeing them. Nice, really thick card. It's a film that I've heard about, I know exists, but I do not know anything about it, really. I do know that John Hall has seen it before, and he said he thinks it's quite a good movie. So that's 6 R cards, not bad, eh? So here's the booklet, lovely thick booklet. It's got a lot of text in here as well, lots of text. It's nice to know that a company, when they release something, if the starters they mean to go on. I know this is probably like a limited edition. So Antonio Margheriti is a brilliant director. This movie is made in 1980. Looks like it could be a gore fest. It's interesting to see these movies when you know that were previously on the banned video nasty list, even though it was knocked right down to a category 3. You wonder what did they have in it, or what was the cover like in it, that actually made it get banned. So this movie reminds me a little bit like Cannibal Apocalypse or The Exterminator for the Nam bits. I think this is all set in Nam. There's a lot of actors you'd recognise in Italian horror films, and David Warbeck is from The Beyond. Also Tisa Farrow is in here, who's from Zombie Flesh Eaters, and there's another guy who was in Caligula. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. It's a really interesting watch, and I just think that a big shout out to Treasured Films for releasing this, and I hope they release more. I don't know if they've got any more planned. I hope they do, and I hope they keep on with this amazing sort of package that really shows this release off. And I will be collecting them all if they're anything like this. So that's The Last Hunter. Next I picked up on 4K Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Now when I picked these movies up, when I watched them on Blu Ray, I thought they were absolutely brilliant. I had a really good time with them. But the only problem is that after 1 and 2, which look great on Blu Ray in the box set, the rest of them were like DNR'd and looked really awful. Actually, the features just looked like crayons. It was like it was horrible. So what I did was, in my mind was I was going to buy these separately on 4K. Very interested to see the director's cut, because I don't think I've watched the director's cut on the box set, and I'm hoping to get the Debs into this, because she's a big fan of sci-fi in general. Anything with sci-fi she watches, but she will not touch these with barge boards. She says, I'm not having these. She really liked the new Star Trek movies. So yeah, I'm going to try and talk her into it, because I want to see them with her. But if not, I'll have to watch them again. So this was £18, a bit better than 25 when they first come out. But I'm really hoping that the rest of them are going to the 2 for £30 sale. So that's Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Next up is a movie I've been after for a long time on 4K. And of course, when you want it, you can't find it anywhere. And I thought this movie has got to be in the 2 for £30 sale. And I just can't find it anywhere. And I was walking out the shop in HMV, and I just cast a look at the bottom of the shelf, and it was there in a special section. So for £15, for $14.99, I got Poltergeist. So I just really wanted this, obviously on 4K. I've been wanting it since it came out. Well, since it took a price drop. And, well, anyway, here it is now. And I put it on, and it is how I thought it was going to be, because I've seen a lot of reviews of this saying it was really good. And it is absolutely brilliant. The quality on here is stunning, which I knew it would be, because I trust the people who said it was going to be stunning. So I'll not show you inside the disc, because basically it's the same thing, and it's just blank discs. Well, black discs. So highly, highly recommended as a film. I mean, Toby Hooper, to make this film back in the day, I mean, this is kind of like a kid's film, but it really is quite spooky. It's something that can really freak somebody out. There's some great special effects in it, and I think that this movie is quite underrated for what it is. Really, really interested in seeing this now, and I will watch the other 2 after I've watched this, because I was putting it off, because I've got the 3 of them on Blu Ray, and I thought I will get to watch them, but I wanted to see this in 4K. And I think the other one, I think part 2 is coming out in 4K as well. Anyway, so highly, highly recommended as a film. One of the best Toby Hooper films you'll ever see. That's Poltergeist. Next up is another 4K that I've been looking at quite a few times. In an Arrow sale, I thought maybe it is. I wasn't really looking for it at the time, and I just walked past and it was there. So I picked up, for £15, I picked up Silent Running, which I'm so glad it's got a slipcover on, because a lot of these ones, when they get released from Arrow, they don't have slipcovers on. I know this is kind of like a special edition, or is it? But this movie is a real throwback to my childhood. I've heard a lot of people say good things about the transfer in this release, but I've got to say, this is one of the best transfers I've ever seen. The colours and the sharpness on this movie are honestly the next level. I wasn't expecting it to be this good. So if you're on the fence with it, or you're not really too sure if you're going to go for it, do know you're in for a spectacular event when you see this in 4K. So that's Silent Running. And lastly, I checked out Toxic Zombies. This movie looks insane actually, and I did look up, and this movie was filmed in 16mm and in a super 16mm actually. Now this movie is going to come out on Blu Ray, and it says they're going to use the original, well, they're going to use some surviving 35mm prints. That means the prints I've got are 16mm blow-ups, which might take it down a peg or two in the quality. That's my way of thinking. So do know that this one, the DVD is there, but there's also this new version coming out in the States, I think. And this one looks, you can tell it's quite low quality, but it's not that bad actually. It's quite good colours in here. The movie itself, it looks really ultra low budget, but I don't mind that. It looks very grindhouse, which I'm all about, as you know. So for me, I really want to give this a go very quickly. It's one of those ones, the rare ones, when you think you've heard about this one for that long time and you just can't get your hands on it. But thanks to Paul, Rach and Arthur, and don't forget to check out the Instagram account down below. I now get the chance to watch it, so I can't thank you enough. Really appreciate that, and that'll be one I'll be watching very soon. The movie itself, like I say, you can see actually when I'm looking at it, the quality is quite low, but you could probably see that this movie could really probably look quite good on an upgrade. If anybody saw how the Code Red Night of the Demon looked, this is a good sort of guide for this one. And also the 35mm print of this, I'm a bit on the fence about. It might not look that good, but it could look pretty good, because look what they did with Night Demon when they cleaned that one up. It looks absolutely amazing. So please check out that account down below, and I'm now going to go and find out who is losing that jet wash outside. I'm going to get my Karcher out, and I'm going to give them a taste of their own medicine, because I've sat here for 41 minutes pulling my hair out and going a little bit insane, and with 1,000 cuts on it, because this, every time I start something off, I hear boom, and it puts us off. Anyway, enough of my troubles. So thanks for watching, you take care, and I will see you in the next video. Now where's me Karcher?